Hello there, and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we'll take a look at the 1998 Alfa Romeo GTV 3-litre V6 24 valve. This is our third, technically, and final GTV to take on the course. We've had the GTV Twin Spark, which I think was one of the very first front-wheel drive cars to get into the under 30 club, and the Alfa Romeo Spider, which is the drop-top version of the GTV with the twin spark engine. This is the only one with the V6 engine, and while you might think that puts it ahead of the twin spark, there is some caveats. The twin spark, for example, while it is down on power, can have turbo tuning, which should give it a little bit more low to mid-end torque. The other advantage, of course, with the twin spark is weight. This car has the glorious 3-litre V6, but it is all pushing down on the front axle. So, in terms of sort of weight distribution, this is going to be worse than the twin spark, and in terms of just overall actual weight. So I'm expecting this to drive quite front heavy. Whatever it does, it is going to look good doing it. This GTV Cup livery is fantastic. Of course, they ended up doing road-going GTV Cups. GTV Cup was a one-make race series for these cars in the late 90s, early 2000s. And there are a bunch of heinous colour schemes for this, but I went with the blue and white because I think it looks very, very cool indeed. Front-engined, front-wheel drive, 416 horsepower, one of the most powerful front-wheel drive cars in the game, 1,208 kilograms. So, as I mentioned, definitely some weight is going to go over that front axle, but the time is now to see how this is going to get along. The GTV 3-litre V6 is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of 25.696. The GTV unlikely to beat that. In terms of where this is going to go, the Spider set a time of a 30.5. I don't think we really need to worry about this being slower than the Spider. The GTV Twin Spark is the main one we're aiming for today. That car set a time of 29.919. So, ideally this needs to be under 30. Alfa Romeo has a very good front-wheel drive track record around this circuit. They currently make our quickest front-wheel drive car we've ever had, the 156 V6 2.5, and also the Twin Spark GTV. 29.905. Well, there we go. We are very slightly quicker than the Twin Spark. The question is there anything more to come out of this? So, I'm quite surprised actually this was quicker sort of off the bat. I was expecting that to be a little bit more of a fight between these two. I mean, the one advantage coming into this is you sort of have an idea of how this is going to drive. You can know straight away, about 30 seconds of looking at the stats, that this is going to be sort of front-end limited, if you will. Because it's got that big V6 lump, it's all in the front wheels. Cars that generally have low torque seem to have a bit of a harder time getting turned in, I find, which sounds a bit bizarre, but go with it. Gran Turismo 2 logic. And yeah, it just feels like the front end plows a little bit, especially under braking for that final sector there. You can feel the front end ploughing in. That is going to be an off course, which is unfortunate. I think this might have a little bit of room to go an equal bit quicker. But either way, I mean, 29.905 certainly isn't a slow time around this track. Going to try and use that front end instability to give us a bit more of a run up on this final lap. It really, I'll be honest, I was going to say something really stupid there, but the key places this really struggles is that first sector, just getting that turn in is very difficult, and also that sector there, trying not to get on the grass, and also this sector, trying to maintain the brakes. In short, it struggles through a lot of the corners. Car doesn't like to be pushed, that is for certain. But no, it's actually pretty decent driving as long as you sort of know what you're going to get when you turn into a corner. You can sort of guess just by looking at the stats of this that this was not going to be a particularly good front-wheel drive car to drive, but it is going to make up its time on power. Can't argue with that lap right there. 29.905. I'll take it. It is very fractionally quicker than the Twin Spark. In all honesty, I think on most race circuits you're better off going for the V6 than the Twin Spark. Twin Spark probably slightly, I would say if we reran the Twin Spark now back to back, the Twin Spark would be a nicer car to drive. I think it might even be a little bit quicker, to be honest, just based on the compactness of the course. But this is the shortest course in the game, unless you're going for like an Autumn Ring Mini, which doesn't really exist in career mode. I'd say you want to go V6, to be honest, but yeah, the Twin Spark did pretty good. A 29.905 will place this into 175th. Goes in between the Nissan Skyline GTS4 and the Tommy Kyra R33. It is quicker than a Venturi Atlantique, quicker than the Golf 4 rally car, SLK 230, and again, the 2-litre GTV fractionally. It's quicker than a Dodge Viper and the Tommy Kyra ZZ2, which is interesting to note. In terms of front-wheel drive cars, slower than this. Integra Type R makes sense, not as much power, but that car only weighs about 900 kilos. The Peugeot 206, which is a true anomaly, and then way up where is the 156 2.5 V6. Interestingly enough, they never did offer the GTV with that smaller V6, which does make me think if they did, and it was in this game, how much quicker it would go. But this car was only 1.8, 2 litre, and then the big 3 litre V6 is what this car has. But yeah. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.